Welcome to the city of Den Bosch of s-Hertogenbosch, and we'll start this walk at the foot of the St. Jan Cathedral at the Parade.
Den Bosch is in the south of the Netherlands, in the province of Brabant, and it's a beautiful city, very historic, and this is its famous church, Cathedral.
It's opened in the year 1530, so it's a really old church. It's a cathedral. It's open so you can visit. There's a museum inside, there's a church inside, and especially around Christmas it's worth visiting because it has large display of biblical scenes with Jesus in his crib, and it's really famous in this region.
Jesus is there after Christmas, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. He's laid down at Christmas Eve in the crib, but you can visit ahead of Christmas, and then the crib is empty. But
It's quite large, it's very beautiful, absolutely worth visiting.
absolutely. But the church is worth visiting as well, even outside of the Christmas time. s-Hertogenbosch is even the capital of the province of North Brabant. So it's a really historical city. And today we will walk from this square, the Parade, up to the central station.
And Den Bosch is one of those cities that has canals, and that you can also visit. You can also take a boat ride. It's a lot of fun to do. So absolutely worth doing when you're here in this city. The Binnendiensten, and you can look it up online. You can buy tickets in advance and take a boat ride.
And if you don't buy your tickets ahead, you can buy them at the Visstraat. We will show that street later on. It's at the end of this walking tour. But let's check out the inside of the St. Jan Cathedral and look at this beautiful Gothic church.
It's almost 500 years old.
Maybe. I'm not allowed to film. We'll take a chance, just a quick peek, but we won't walk in, I guess, the whole church.
Just give you a sneak peek so you know.
If it's worth visiting.
Yes. And if you can't visit, then maybe you have this sneak peek. Look at that.
The beautiful choir of the St. John.
Amazing what we could build 500 years ago.
We don't build churches like this anymore, even buildings like this anymore.
Well, there are quite beautiful buildings. Like in Dubai and other places of the world, but not in the Netherlands. We build more economically. I think.
I guess so. But that was just a quick sneak peek of the inside. So we'll continue our tour. And the city center of Den Bosch is historical as well. So you see a lot of small streets, old buildings. That gives it a charm.
Maar het sluit niet uit dat het
It's a good place to shop, good place to eat. It has several. This square has a lot of restaurants, and there's a lot of restaurants. You can sit down anywhere. We haven't visited them all, but we've had quite some restaurants, and we've never had a bad experience in Den Bosch.
I love visiting Den Bosch. Just because it's so cozy. The historical buildings make it a real nice city to visit. Look at this amazing church. The tower is 73 meters high, and you can climb up if you want to.
They charge money, I think.
They do, but you can climb the tower, and then you have a really great scenic view over Den Bosch. And now we walk up to the city center where you can find shops.
Cars can drive here, but it's restricted, so it's a good place to walk. It's basically for shops that
Need their goods.
supplies.
Yeah.
You can visit online, like you
You can see here, you can get here by car, but as you can see over here, the real city center is closed for cars.
You can park your car outside the city. There are large parking garages and walk neighborhood.
And Den Bosch has a transferium as well. And you can park your car at the province house, the city hall of the whole province. And there are bikes and buses up to the city center. And now we slowly walk up to Market Square. That's the main square of Den Bosch. And Den Bosch is also a famous place to visit with Carnival, or the Dutch Mardi Gras. Then it's called Oeteldonk. And many people from outside the city visit Oeteldonk to celebrate Carnival, make fun. And in Den Bosch, in Den Bosch they don't dress up like a policeman or something, but they have their own clothing, their own scarves and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so in the rest of most cities that celebrate Carnival, you can just be weird and wear anything and be anything and be anyone. But this city really has a dress code.
Yep.
It's black, yellow, and red.
Red, white, not black, white. Red, yellow, white scarves, and they have signage of frogs on their clothes. It's really fun to look up on the internet or visit if you're in the Netherlands when it's Carnival.
And don't make fun of them.
And there are also a lot of good museums. There are several good museums in this city. For example, there's the Design Museum, but most worth visiting is the North Brabant Museum.
They have a special exposition at the moment of the Efteling until the end of May. We have a small video.
We visited before we make this walk. The video about that exhibition is on our channel as well.
And the rest of the museum is basically about the history of Brabant and people who live there. It's a really fun museum to visit.
And also famous art.
Yes, Den Bosch, for example, he lived here.
Yep. There's even a statue of him, Roman in his bust, on the square. I'll show you. It's on the square where we come up now, the market square. So let's look for it. It's over here. You can see the statue as well already. statue is designed by Auguste Valise, or Vallis, I don't know. This is the famous painter Jeremias Bosch, who lived and worked in Den Bosch, and he's most famous for his little absurd drawings and paintings.
If you know his
Richly
paintings,
decorated
if you know his paintings, you recognize it anywhere.
immediately.
Yeah, he's a very specific signature. And this place is normally closed up, but
It's a well.
yeah, they are open now. Let's take a look. Normally you can't look inside, but today it looks like we
At
can.
least I have never seen it open.
No, it's not.
Hey.
But we're here every day.
Is he?
It's really, yeah, it's a well. There's water in it.
There was a well house on the square as well, and it was demolished in 2008, I believe, and they redesigned the square.
Thankfully today we have running water. A
The
long
city
time
was
ago.
depending on wells like this.
Yeah, a long time ago.
And you can see some market spaces over there, but on Saturdays the complete square is covered by by the wheat market. You can buy vegetables, flowers,
Fruits.
sausage bread, the famous Brabant delicacy.
Ooh,
But-
when you're in Den Bosch, yes, you need the Bossche Bol. So you wash the boat, the Brabant, the sausage Joost talked about is for the region, but the Bossche Bol is specific for this city. And when people come to this city, Bossche Bol.
The building up ahead, the brick building, is one of the oldest of s-Hertogenbosch, and you can now find the VVV or the tourist information in there.
But back to food, my main topic. The Bossche Bol is basically a pastry, so a thin pastry covered in a dark chocolate and filled with cream.
Whipped cream.
Yeah. It's very rich, it's very sweet, and they sell them all over the Netherlands. But the city.
And they often call it moorkop.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
No.
But in this city, there's one baker, Jan de Groot, and he sells his Bossche Bol to the entire city, so you can, basically in every restaurant you can get one. And yeah, well, people,
The bakery is also on the route to the central station, so we'll show you later. Also show you that one later on. And important to know, it won't be open on Sundays. So if you want to buy them straight from Jan de Groot, and you should do that not on a Sunday. The building over there with the tower is City Hall. And the houses up ahead, as you saw, the city wanted to demolish them to enlarge the market, but they didn't do that yet. I hope they won't. I like the square the way it is.
it's basically now
Ja, als jij hier komt, dan ga ik hem helpen wel hoor.
above the shops, people can live there or store space. Most of the time, shops are on the downstairs, and the rest of the building is used for other purposes. The city center is always a very popular place to live.
Lot of good
Things to do, you don't need a car, so
shops, close to bars, close to restaurants. And here you can find one of our favorite stores, Lush.
Soaps and bubble bars. You can smell
Without
it from,
animal testing.
yeah, you can smell it from a mile away. You won't have it.
Well, it's up to this street on the left, but we'll show you later on. Look, I love these old buildings. And we'll take this street over here. Where you walk to avoid all bikes.
In every city, not only in Amsterdam, every city of the Netherlands.
We do own more bikes. We do have more bikes than people living in the Netherlands. So we can see the water over here. Benedi's are on the left, and there's several. I believe there's multiple tours you can do in the Benedi's.
These are the canals.
The canals, they are partly under the city. That's why they're called the Benedi's. You can see it right now, but Den Bosch is a fortified city, one of the 11 at the Maas. And that's why there are canals and waters.
Well, there's all outside the city as well. That's amazing. That marks a fortified city. That's
The star-shaped,
the star-shaped and water surrounding the cities.
one of the many, many canals. And I'll show you on the other side of the street. Over there, if you go in this street, there is the Visstraat. On this corner you can find really great ice cream.
Yes.
And if you walk up on the right, there is the ticket point for the Benedi's and also the starting point of the tours.
Really a must visit.
Mhm. But we will walk up to the central station.
That is right ahead. So very close. We're about 5 minutes walk away now. And then Bosch is also famous for its golden dragon. We'll show you that one as well.
And capital is the largest city of a province or a country, but Den Bosch isn't. There are two cities larger than Den Bosch in this province. Eindhoven and Tilburg are larger cities and have more people living in the city.
I guess it's decided long ago and it will never change.
No, it will never change.
It's an absolutely beautiful city.
I love this city. I only have 150,000 people living in the city. For example, Tilburg has 230,000.
When you watch this video, I'd love to know what you think of this city. If you have visited Den Bosch, let us know. Or will you visit? I'd love to.
can find the famous baker Jan de Groot.
And it's right near Central Station. So you can also taste pastry on your Bosch.
Ja, dat is ook wel doen met...
Lovely day for a walk. And you can see him over there already, the Golden Dragon. It's a fountain. And here you find Jan de Groot.
First in Portuguese. Food first.
Food first.
This bakery, don't miss it. Stand inside. Buy a Bossche Bol.
And then up to the statue.
The Central Station is by the head.
The dragon. Let's talk about the dragon. It's a fountain and it's placed here in 1903. There was a ready for an important thing and they designed this dragon. And I believe it's a dragon because Den Bosch is built on swampland and they called it the swamp dragon.